You are welcome back to another tutorial. Today I will be showing you how I cut and sew this trouser for a toddler boy, a 2-year-old boy. It's a very simple tutorial. The materials you'll be needing your fabric, your ruler, your chalk, your tape measure, and your elastic. And you can replace the elastic with rope if you don't like it, but I prefer putting elastic for a toddler because they won't be able to be tying the rope on their own. The first thing I'm going to do here now is to draw a starting line, so I will be sure that all my measurements are coming from a straight line. After drawing the starting line, I'm going to measure 2 inches downward. That 2 inches will stand for my elastic band. That's where I'm going to insert my elastic after sewing. The next thing now is to measure the length from that elastic line that is serving as my waistline. I'm going to measure the full length of the trouser, which is 17 inches. And after measuring it, I will connect it with my ruler. I will connect those points with my ruler to form a straight line. So then I will now measure another 2 inches downward. This will be used to fold the trouser after sewing. I will connect that to form a straight line. After forming the straight line, I'm going to create a bodice, like a measurement. I'm going to create a template for what I'm cutting. I'm using the lap measurement divided by 2. The lap measurement of the boy is 11 inches plus 1 inch. If it is for adults, just measure the lap measurement divided by 2 plus 1 inch is okay. All my measurements are going to be inside this. Lap measurement divided by 2 plus 1 inch. So I will connect that with my ruler, and after doing that, the next thing now is to bring out my crotch length. For adults, you can just use your waist measurement divided by 4 plus 1 or 1.5 inches. But for this boy, if I do that, or you also do your lap measurement divided by 2. If I do my lap measurement divided by 2, that will give me 5.5 inches. But I'm doing 7 for this boy because toddlers like him normally wear pampers and it will still consume some space. So I'm doing 7 inches. So I've connected the crotch line like that. You can see what I have there. So at that crotch line, I'm going to come in by 1 inch. If it is for adults, you just come in by 2 inches or 2.5 inches max. I'm coming in by 1 inch. I will connect that line. That's where my cuff will be. So after doing that, the next thing I'm going to do now is to measure the nail length. But this is actually not important for toddlers because their nails are very close to their thigh. So this nail length, I will not be making use of it. I just brought it out. So now I'm going to find the gray line, that is the middle, the half of those lines, the half of the measurement of my template. I'm going to find the middle. The middle will form the gray line. I'm having 3.25. You remember I have 6.5 there, so I'm having 3.25 as the average. All my measurements are going to fall on the gray line. Listen, for the thigh measurement, the measurement is 5.5 inches. Half of that 5.5 inches, that is the thigh measurement divided by 2, is 5.5 inches. Half of that 5.5 inches is 2.75. I will place that 2.75 on the gray line. So I will have 2.75 to the right hand side and 2.75 to the left hand side. So now I will come to the bottom the bottom measurement divided by 2. The bottom measurement is 9 inches, divided by 2 is 4.5. 4.5 divided by 2 again. So I will look for the middle of 4.5, which is 2.25. I'll place it on the gray line and take my measurement like I did on the tie line. So I will connect it together. You will see that I'm not measuring tie line here. You will see that I'm not measuring new measurements here. It's not necessary for toddlers. So I'll connect that to my tie line and bring it up to the crotch line. So you are not going to cut anything out from the back, because it's a Sokoto that will have an elastic band. It's not an English trouser. So at that point that I'm shaping now, you are not going to shape it down straight. You bring it out in a fish shape, because when you are closing up the trouser, it will shorten if you don't bring it out like that. I'm cutting out the front part of the trouser now. So after cutting out the front, that's where I'm going to fold. When I'm sewing, I'm going to fold it in like that, so you see the length, the actual length there. So after cutting out the front part of the trouser, the next thing now is to place it upside down, and you trace out the excess like I'm doing. You trace out the excess. Then you drag the front back a little, because we are going to add allowance to that front part. We are going to add allowance and create a new crotch. Create a new crotch that is curved line for the front. Watch as I did. At that crotch line, I'm going to add 2.5 inches. I'm going to add 2.5 inches. At the bottom line, I'm going to add 2 inches. Still curving my hand out. And at the middle, I'm going to add 2 inches. And I will connect that with my 2.5 inches at the crotch line. So at the cuff, at my crotch curve, I'm going to add 2 inches upwards. 2 inches. I'm going to add it upward. I'm not extending the crotch line downward on the back, because it's a native Sokoto, not an English trouser, and I'm not giving the front any curve, because it's a native Sokoto and it's for a toddler, not for a plus size person. So that's all. You can see we still have our allowance at the upper part at the back. We still have our allowance at the down part for the folding of the trouser. So I'm done with the cutting. Now I'll cut the pockets. You can see the back is bigger than the front parts. For the pocket, if it is an adult, for this side I'm going to measure 14 inches by 7 inches. But for a toddler like this boy, some people don't even put pockets, but I just want to put it for the sake of this tutorial. I'm going to measure 10 inches by 6 inches. I'm cutting the two pockets together. You can see I have 4 folds. I'll open it, you see it now. You can see I have 4 folds. So I'll open that side too, because it's 2 pockets. I folded in 4. I later reduced these pockets. Just come up at the open side by 1 or 1.5 inch and curve the pocket up like I did. So now to sew the trouser, you are going to take your pocket. That's the front. We have business with the front part first. You are going to take your pocket, just place it on top of each other because I've separated it and I've reduced the pocket. You can see I now have 9 inches by 5 inches because I realized that it would be too big for the boy. So now just come down by 1.5 inch there. If it is for adult, you come down by 2 inches. Notch, you notch it and make sure it's open a bit. You can see what I did there. Take your front trouser, your front piece, from the upper part, measure 3 inches. You know you left 2 inches for the elastic. Come down by 1 inch to that elastic line, making 3 inches, and notch it and make sure it opens a bit. Then you take your pockets from that notch part, measure 5 inches. For adults it is 6 to 7 inches. Measure 5 inches. It is from these 5 inches that you are going to sew down on the right side. Why you are sewing on the right side is because you are going to top stitch on the wrong side. This will make the trouser to be neat inside out. So you will go and sew on that part. After sewing on that part, you bring it back and place it right side facing right side on the front part. The place you mark 1.5 inch on your pocket, and the place you mark 3 inches, those 2 notches, you are going to face it right side facing right side. Then you sew from that 3 inches notch to the 5 inches notch. After sewing that, you can see what I have. You will now give it a good press and you bring out the pocket. You bring out the wrong side of the pocket. After bringing out the wrong side of the pocket, you are going to take these front pockets that you've sewn and top stitch on it on the machine so that it will be secure. Follow that pattern and top stitch on it. After top stitching, hold it the way I did. You are going to hold the back pockets on the front pocket like that. You can see we have some allowance popping up from the back pocket. There you are going to place your front. There you are going to place your back trouser and sew from the top to the down parts. We are going to sew all through from the top to the down. So after sewing on that, we have this. You can see the pockets. That's the pockets. I've top stitch on it. So the next thing now is to close the crotch area of the pockets. That is the crotch side of the pockets. So you hold it. We are holding it like that and sew it down. After doing that, I'll give it a good press. And after giving it a good press, I'll take the two pieces of the trouser, the left and the right trouser. I'll take it together. I have both the left and the right side of the trouser here. I will now open the crotch area. You can see what I'm doing. And I will attach the right side of the crotch area to the right side of the second crotch area. You can open it and join anyone you like. Just make sure the crotch area is aligned, because our aim here is to join the front crotch to the front crotch of the two legs and the two back crotches together. So I will sew on that. I will join the two crotches together. So after joining that, this is what I have now. So if it is not that I want to overlock this trouser, because the best thing for you is to overlock trouser inside out, so that the thread will not be coming out. I will have top stitch on this the way I folded it, like that. I will fold it in and top stitch on it so that it will not loose. You can still top stitch on it even if you overlock it. Top stitch on it like that. But while you are top stitching, please make sure you leave a space that your elastic is going to go in through. I left 1 inch and I top stitch specially on that area. That's where I'm going to pass my elastic through. So after doing that, the next thing now is to fold where my elastic is going to stay. That's 2 inches. I'm going to fold the 2 inches, then fold 0.5 inches in, then go to the lower part of my trouser, fold the 2 inches in, then fold 0.5 inch in. You can interlock this area and fold once. So now this is the result. I've inserted my elastic. This is the result of what I have. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video and give me a comment. Your comment goes a long way. Thanks for watching.